I'm trying to think of a favorite because each day is my favorite card because it helps me through that day. For me personally, I've had some favorite reactions like from people, and that mostly the fight for your own existence card
Mm.
has had a great reaction.
That's the self-preservation part.
Self-preservation,
Yeah,
and
you have to fight for your own existence.
no one is coming. You are the savior you've been waiting for.
Yeah, I hear that. Welcome to Call for the Truth. I am LaOta of the Sun, and this is Tarvars of the Sun, and this is Diane of the Sun, who hosts divination card pulls and other things. So we'll be talking to her today as a franchisee owner in of the Sun. So we'd like to begin with the Call for the Truth. Tarvars, will you bring us into the Call for the Truth?
Well, certainly. And we encourage you all to join us in this call for the truth. Should we call forth the frequency of truth to come forward? Should we call to see the truth in all that we see? Should we call to hear the truth in all that we hear? Should we call to speak the truth? Calling forth the courage to speak the truth. Should we call forth nothing less than the truth to come forward into our experience? And now that, again, we are here in the truth, and for anyone who's watching, continue to like, subscribe, click that little bell notification to continue in our pursuit together with the call for the truth. So again, we're here with Diane of the Sun, in Lakesh Studio franchisee owner, and you also work with the Call for the Truth divination cards as well. So would you share with us a little bit, how did you come about working with these cards and what inspired the workshop?
Thank you. I was drawn to those cards. I've never done card readings before. I never had a card reading or used one until the Call for the Truth cards. And something spoke to me when I started using the cards. It just helped me through some situations that I was going through. It would help me on a daily basis. So I started to do that right from the beginning. And I would pull a card in the morning. And at the beginning, I was really getting to know the cards. So now that I know them, I spend maybe not quite as much time, but I did spend a lot of time at the beginning meditating with the cards, with all the different messages that come in the cards, with what does the maxim mean, and what does the color mean, and the number, and what chakra is it related to. And as I've evolved, different things come forward stronger in different pieces. But I do a card pull every day, and I sometimes see the same card multiple days in a row, which means I just have to get a little bit more deeper on those cards. So
when you first started working with the cards, you had never worked with cards before, and they, so to say, spoke to you and it felt very comfortable for you. Was it hard to learn how to, now you facilitate classes and have been for quite a while, was it hard to learn to understand them? Like people who pull cards for tarot take years to understand how the many different meanings.
Oh, no, they were very easy for me to understand and to get that information. And then some days I would sit and journal with the cards to go a little bit deeper, but it was very easy. It was not hard at all. So
I got a question. This may be for both of you, but more so for LaOta. What makes these cards different from like tarot or other type of divination oracle decks?
There's a lot of things that make cards an excellent way to get information and illumination. Mostly the historical value of the cards having been in ritual for tens of thousands of years. People have been putting small pieces together of something that has a color or looking at things and then requiring or asking for information and deeper understanding. So that ritual exists with the cards because it's something that humanity has always done.
Mm.
These particular cards were designed using quotes from different talks that I had. There are 52 different cards, and they are in all of the chakra colors. They are further identified through the Platonic solids, and they each have a numerology value, and they say the quote. So, in the process of writing this book, Call for the Truth, once the book was finished, they became the companion for this book. And I was helped by the consciousness of Thoth, who kind of encouraged, or not kind of, most certainly
It was
encouraged,
all up in the process.
encouraged the idea. And then Tarvars did the artwork. The cards are iridescent and they are beautifully handmade, and they're made by those who are engaged with Of the Sun and the Call of Truth. So it was inspired out of the book Call for the Truth, which also has inspired this podcast, which inspired that deck. So it has these layers of energy of truth, 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 show you have nothing less than the truth. So when you look at them, you pull a card and the card says courage, and then you read the maxim, and then it comes with a booklet. There's a booklet that takes you maybe another sentence further into what that means, but you have all of this information. You have the Platonic solid, you have the color, you have the number, you have the maxim. What does it actually say? And you have its heading. And then you can open the book. So it takes you 6, 7 layers deep into it. So when you pull the card, if your question is, what do I need in my life? And you pull the card that says courage, then you know you might need to be wearing a certain color and thinking of a certain number and remembering what it says and following through a little further so that it's identifying something that may be needed in your experience. So they're unusually unique in that way.
I appreciate the explanation. Very inspirational. And for anyone who has wondered, because I think we've had comments, where's that book? Where can I get the book from? It's on our website. You can find it on Amazon as well. But again, it was inspired from this idea that humanity needs to call for the truth. And so the question for Diane, like, what does this mean to you to present something like this to people? Like, how do you feel about presenting that idea through the cards?
I love the idea. However, I have been met with resistance sometimes. People will say, I don't want to know the truth. I'm like, no. Okay, then that's okay. But the people that really are looking for it, they are very accepting of it. And I can see as they're just digesting the information that it's like, oh, I could see in their mind, oh yeah. It's something that they are familiar with because it's all just regular things we're talking about. We're talking about our life. And sometimes people come with a specific question. And sometimes it's a general, what do I need to know? And so both times, though, it's like, oh, I didn't think of that. Mm-hmm. It brings up something that many people haven't thought of, or maybe they haven't thought of it in that way.
Which I'd like to share as part of the idea of card pulls. This is what eludes us. What's in the cards, when we ask the question, we don't need to ask the question if it doesn't elude us. We only have the need for the question because something eludes us. So that's already baked in. It's already baked in, and there is an intelligence and a consciousness to the process. And once people start to see it, they really like it because it can be intimate or it can be shared. It can be something that's inspirational and it can be motivational. You know, it's something that it's different from just a picture with blank interpretation. You actually have a concept in words that you understand that brings you into a certain framework. And where when you're looking at a picture of a card with a sky, that's a different experience.
There's a whole lot of intuiting that has to happen.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I like about these cards is that it doesn't require some deep introspective type of engagement, but you can take it there if you want.
Yes.
You know, just seeing the, just like you said, Diane, like some people will see the maxim and information will arise. Just seeing it, it's like, ah. But then you have the color if you want to go deeper, and then the number and the geometry. But I think again they're very user friendly, very entry level, but also for those who are looking to be some type of an adept with the cards,
Mm-hmm.
there's expansion available for that as well.
No, I agree with also Diane that some people are not yet in the mode of calling for truth, and that's okay.
I actually wanted to ask you that question for both of you. Like, for anybody who's hesitant in attending the workshop or even the idea of calling forth the truth, what do you have for them? What would you say to that?
Well, for me, the idea that someone is not quite ready makes sense to me, that they may not have been living in that frequency. And this may be a journey to get to, okay, I'm ready for the truth now. Like been on TikTok. And I've been somewhere that is not necessarily the truth. And I have to find the path and walk my way to it. So it's not an issue. We recommend that you have them, and when you're ready, you start engaging and becoming familiar and um, feel the frequency of what each color, number, platonic solid, what each maxim feels like. What does freedom feel like? Does it feel like it resonates with you, or is it somewhere you're on your way to? Is it somewhere that you want to go to? Even the idea there are cards that say truth, you know, and you pull that one, and it's like, oh, I arrived at the truth, or I need to arrive at the truth.
I've heard, I'm hearing you speak, and there's a lot of sayings in the world about the truth, like the truth will set you free.
Mhm.
But also, I've heard a secondary part: the truth will set you free, but it'll piss you off first. You might see something that you not, like you say, there's a hesitancy that people have, and they might not be ready or in that frequency, as you say. But on this one, I want to ask you: does each of you, do you have a favorite card that's within the deck
Oh, yeah, I
that
do.
speaks to you?
Oh.
There's only one card that's purple. It's the card for illumination. And that's a favorite card of mine because whenever I see someone get it, I think, oh, they're having a moment where they're seeing further. You know, it's just an amazing thing. Like, oh, you're seeing further, and now you have the validation that that's the case. Do you have a favorite?
I'm trying to think of a favorite because each day is my favorite card because it helps me through that day. For me personally, I've had some favorite reactions, like from people, and that mostly the fight for your own existence card has had a great a great reaction.
That's the self-preservation.
Self-preservation, and
you have to fight for your own existence.
no one is coming. You are the savior you've been waiting for.
Yeah, I hear that.
And that actually came up in I was in a retreat with some people that were not, they have some illness, and it was a group card reading, and that was the last card about the future. And it was amazing. The group, a lot of them started clapping, and they were like, yes, it gave them strength to fight for their own existence. So it was really awesome.
Yeah.
It was an awesome.
I
that's
can
an awesome
see and
card.
feel the energy of people having this clarity. Look, and the card says, fight for your own existence. Like, rally your resources. Bring all of your best to the forefront so that you can move forward. I love that. That's great to hear. That's the first time I've
add
heard
into
that.
the pot. My favorite card right now, because so all of them are good, right? But right now is elevation. Fill yourself up with light so that you don't become part of the darkness.
Yes.
And it's a reality. You know, we're teaching energy hygiene class, and the lifestyle is like, it's dense out here. But if you fill yourself up with light, you can be above it. You can operate, hang around your family more, deal with your clients, be out in public a little longer without being consumed. And so it's a very good reminder for myself.
Yes, there's so many wonderful expressions that are exemplified in the deck, and there's so many opportunities. But those who watch the Call for the Truth podcast will see we keep coming up with freedom and truth, and because that's what the podcast is all about.
And also the card directly correlates with the conversation.
Yes, every time. But this is the reality of the tens of thousands of years people have been calling upon more information in a similar fashion. So it has a morphic feel that has energy. There is really no way to get the wrong answer. It's only whether you can understand it or not. And in this case, it's very understandable because it's not a picture of grass. So it actually has several different levels that you can go to. So we thank you so much for joining us, and hope you'll come back again.
Yeah, I actually want to bring, before we close out, I know, Diane, you have an upcoming workshop. You're doing something new with the cards.
Yes.
Truth in Tea.
Truth
correct?
in Tea.
At the Sun Dome.
At the Sun Dome,
Would you
yes.
tell us a little bit more about this for people who are local in the nearby Atlanta area who could potentially join this?
Okay. Well, Truth and Tea, it will be a Saturday afternoon, April 26th, from noon till 4. And what that will be is there'll be individual sessions for people to have their individual cards read. And we're going to set up the Sun Dome sort of like a tea room. We'll have some herbal teas and some soft music playing, so it'll be a relaxing time. And I will also be adding to the what comes forward on the cards is the herbal allies have come forward, and so they would like to add to that. So I'll be recommending an herbal tea afterwards to assist.
That sounds fun.
Correlates with the card.
Correlates with the cards, yes. Different herbal allies have come forward with specific cards or with, for instance, peppermint has come forward for the truth.
Oh my goodness.
As the sort of spokesperson for Call for the Truth cards.
Yay.
Like that's like the overall one that's come forward just to help with the truth.
Oh, that's right.
And our throat chakra, clear the throat. I mean, and it clears everything. So yes, I was very excited to get that information. So that will be a fun day too.
I'm looking forward to it. Have you pulled a card for today?
No, would you?
They're over there, next to you.
Oh, they are. They're right here. Oh. Look at me tucking them away. And while I'm shuffling, I'm going to ask for a call for the truth. Just in general, what do we all need to hear at this time, the viewers and ourselves here? But while I'm doing that, Diane, will you share with them your website, your social media, where can they find you?
Okay.
And how to sign up for your class?
Okay. InLakeshStudio1.com is the website, and you can sign up for the Truth and Tea there. You can also sign up for the Divination workshop, which is a free event online every first Wednesday of the month. And that's where we do a card pull. I explain the cards, especially for new people, what they are, and we do a reading for the group. And so there's always something that the group can understand. Everyone can understand from that card pull.
This is online?
This is online.
Not in person.
I'm doing it in the Sun Dome. If someone would like to join, they can.
You hear that, Atlanta?
And that's free. That's a free session.
We'll put a link in the description for you all for the upcoming one. But today's card pull is Elevation, Crown Chakra. Get higher. The maxim reads, when you call for the highest possible vibration, you are really calling for an algorithm that disrupts fear. It is an algorithm in the universe that pulls fear apart.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
So thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you'll join us for
Tea.
Truth and Tea.
Truth and tea.
Truth and Tea, and we thank you with honor, respect, and gratitude.